Have you ever looked into her eyes and felt something more than just beauty? A danger, a pull that makes you forget everything else. That warmth that melts your caution and shifts your focus. Men call it love. Socrates would call it the first question, a question not about her, but about you. In that moment, you're not seeing her. You're seeing your own weakness reflected. If you don't know who you are, that reflection will consume you. At Siadea, we don't comfort you. We show you the truth, even if it burns. You've been told all your life that she's the missing piece that will complete you. But here's the truth. If you're not already whole, you'll keep handing her pieces until there's nothing left. Women are not here to complete you. They're here to test you. Not out of malice, but instinct. She doesn't want your worship, she wants your stability. She doesn't want your poetry, she wants your presence. If you can't stand without her, you won't stand with her for long. Socrates warned men not to chase shadows, the fleeting things that don't last. The modern man is drowning in these shadows. Her smile, her laugh, her touch. But we forget to ask what it all means. We forget to question why we want her. Desire without reflection is dangerous. And the moment you give her your crown before wearing your own, you sell your soul. At Siadea, we remind you of the cost before you pay it. You think you're chasing love. She thinks she's testing strength. This game is ancient, written into nature. Men who fail don't lose because she lied, but because they lied to themselves. They thought comfort was safety, attention was devotion, and desire was enough to build a future. But when things crumble, they blame her. The truth is, the man who stands strong builds on solid ground, his mission, his values, his discipline. Ask yourself, if she walks away tomorrow, will you still be whole? Will your fire burn without her feeding it? Or will you flicker out? Socrates taught that true honor is being who you claim to be, strong, wise, unwavering. Truth is forged in silence, rejection, and solitude. That's where real men are made. That's where power lives. At Siadea, we don't teach you how to win her. We teach you how to win yourself. Once you do, she's no longer the prize, she's the passenger. She is not your enemy. She is your test. Most men either place women on a pedestal or drag them into the dirt. Both mistakes come from the same blindness. They do not see her for what she truly is. She is not your savior. She is not your destroyer. She is your test. Not a test you pass once and move on from, but a constant living trial that adapts to you as you grow or as you fail. She doesn't sit in a dark room plotting how to break you. She doesn't need to. Her very nature is the test. The way water wears down rock is not personal. The tide has no vendetta. It moves because that is what it was made to do. And she will test because that is what she was made to do. The purpose of her tests is not cruelty. It is selection. She needs to know if you are the kind of man she can trust to stand when life turns against you. She needs to know if your words mean anything when the ground shakes. She needs to know if your strength is real or just a costume you put on when things are easy. She will push. She will question. She will withdraw. She will provoke. And every time you crumble, Every time you bend to her moods instead of your own principles, she will lose a piece of her respect for you. Respect is not built in comfort, it is earned in resistance. Men who fail this test always tell the same story. She changed, but in truth, she didn't change, she revealed. She leaned on a wall that was already weak, and when it collapsed, they blamed her instead of their own foundation. The man who passes this test is the one who stands regardless. His stability does not depend on her behavior, her approval, or her presence. He is unshaken because his frame is built on something deeper than her affection. Here is the paradox. The less you need to pass her test for her sake, the more you will pass it. Because she cannot truly align herself with a man who needs her more than he needs his own mission. She is drawn to the man who could walk away and still remain whole. That man doesn't fear her tests. He welcomes them. Because he knows they are not obstacles meant to destroy him. They are the fire that forges him. And a man forged in that fire becomes something no test can break. The real danger is not her nature. It's your unexamined desirement spend lifetimes warning each other about women, their beauty, their cunning, their power to influence. But Socrates would have laughed at this misplaced fear. The danger is not in her nature. The danger lives inside you, in the desires you refuse to examine. She cannot enslave you unless you give her the chains, and you forge those chains from your own ungoverned hunger. That hunger for her attention, her approval, her touch, when left unstudied, becomes a leash you wrap around your own neck. Desire itself is not the enemy. Without it, there is no spark, no drive, no reason to reach for anything. But desire that is never questioned becomes your master. It whispers in moments of weakness. Say what she wants to hear. Bend just this once. Give her the crown before you've earned your own. And each time you obey, you chip away at your sovereignty. You may feel closer to her in the moment, but in truth, you are stepping further from yourself. Unchecked desire turns strong men into beggars. You start to notice her moods more than your own principles. You adjust your words, your values, even your mission, not because you believe it's right, but because you're afraid to lose her. That fear is the infection. It spreads quietly until your sense of self is no longer rooted in who you are, but in how she feels about you. In that state, she doesn't even need to manipulate. You've already surrendered the throne. A man who examines his desire is dangerous in the best way. He knows what he wants, but he is not ruled by it. He can feel attraction without becoming blind. He can love without losing direction. When a man reaches that level, his presence changes. He no longer chases. He chooses. And that choice carries a weight women instinctively recognize. It is the difference between a man pulled by appetite and a man moved by purpose. Here lies the truth most men never face. She is not your weakness. Your ungoverned desire is. Control that, and you are free. Ignore it, and you will mistake your own chains for her power. And the man who cannot see the source of his bondage will never escape it. Beauty is the bait. Essence is the truth. Men, by nature, are drawn to beauty, and there is no denying the power of attraction when she looks at you with those eyes, or when her presence commands the room. But this is only the surface, the bait. What most men fail to realize is that beauty is a mirror, reflecting a deeper truth about themselves. It can entice, it can captivate, but it is not what will sustain you. The essence beneath the beauty is what truly matters, for it is this essence that reveals the real woman, the one who is more than the reflection you see in her eyes. Socrates knew this well. He didn't reject beauty, nor did he diminish its power. But he taught that a man who chases beauty without understanding what it serves is a man chasing shadows. Beauty can lead you to desire, but it is essence that keeps you grounded in truth. A beautiful woman is a reflection of life itself, fleeting, unpredictable, captivating. But her true essence lies in how she functions, how she selects, how she tests. If you fall for beauty alone, you fail to see the full picture. You become enslaved by what is presented to you, rather than understanding what it is meant to provoke in you. She tests your inner framework, your ability to stand firm when the world spins. Beauty isn't just a gift. It's a challenge. It's a gateway to deeper understanding, not just of her, but of yourself. And when you miss the essence and fall for the illusion, you become the one being tested, and you will lose. When you focus on essence over appearance, your ability to see beyond the surface sharpens. You stop chasing her smile and start recognizing the patterns beneath it, the way her words align with her actions, the subtle language of her body, the rhythms of her responses. The man who understands this sees beauty as a tool, not a weapon. He is no longer moved by her charm alone. He is moved by the strength of his own understanding. That is when the true power dynamic shifts. The tyrant soul, driven by desire, not reasoning. The Republic, Socrates, spoke of the tyrant soul, a soul enslaved by desire, thirsty for everything and satisfied by nothing. This man is ruled not by clarity or wisdom, but by hunger. His life is defined by an endless chase for external validation, often from the very woman he desires. He builds empires, not for legacy, but to win her approval. And in doing so, he sacrifices his own purpose, his own integrity. His kingdom is fragile because it was built on a foundation of need, not strength. The tyrant soul, driven by appetite, is always restless, always wanting more, but never feeling whole. A man who lives for external validation will always be at the mercy of the world around him, particularly the feminine. The tyrant soul does not understand that the pursuit of her approval is not the key to strength, but a reflection of weakness. When you build your life around a woman, not as a partner, but as the focal point of your existence, you cease to live with purpose. You become like the tyrant, enslaved by the very desires you fail to control. You are no longer a man who leads. You are a man who follows, not her, but your own insatiable hunger for her affection. Socrates warned against this. He understood that true power lies in the ability to govern oneself, to live according to principles, not impulses. When a man builds his life around a woman's approval, he becomes like the tyrant, always unsatisfied, never truly fulfilled. In contrast, the man who is governed by reason, who understands his desires and masters them, becomes a figure of stability. He is not swept away by her moods or her judgments. He is grounded, firm in his mission, unshaken by the external world. And that is the man women truly respect. The tyrant soul is a prisoner of his own desires. He lives for the next moment of gratification, the next piece of validation. But true freedom, true power, comes from understanding that your worth does not come from her eyes or her approval. It comes from the knowledge of your own soul. This is the lesson Socrates would impart. A man who understands himself and his desires, and who lives by principle, is a man who can never be enslaved, not by a woman, nor by anything else. The danger of unexamined desire, Socrates famously said. The unexamined life is not worth living. But what about the unexamined desire? Desire is a powerful force, one that drives men to great achievements, but also to their greatest downfalls. When it is unchecked, when it operates without scrutiny, it becomes dangerous. We live in a world that encourages indulgence, consume, feel, act. But Socrates understood that desire, when left unchecked, doesn't lead to fulfillment. It leads to slavery. Desire for a woman's affection, for her attention, or for her validation, can pull a man off his path. It clouds his judgment, hijacks his purpose, and reduces him to a shadow of his true potential. When a man is governed by desire, whether for pleasure, validation, or approval, he forfeits his power. The essence of who he is, the very principles that should guide his life, are replaced with a transient craving for something external. The danger of unexamined desire is that it masks itself as love or passion, but it is really an addiction to external validation, an addiction to the approval of someone who is not responsible for your happiness. When a man seeks out a woman's attention more than he seeks clarity of purpose, he falls into the trap of the tyrant soul, endlessly seeking fulfillment that will never come. Desire becomes the chain that binds him to a world of illusions. Socrates' philosophy calls for clarity, for awareness of our own internal workings. When you examine your desires, you stop being a puppet of your emotions. You become the master of your own fate. You see your desires for what they are, transient, fleeting, and ultimately unfulfilling if they are not tempered with wisdom. A man who has examined his desires will not fall prey to them. He will not give in to lust or obsession. Instead, he will channel that energy into self-mastery and purpose. The man who has conquered his desires is the man who is free from the pull of external forces, free to walk his path without distraction, free to create his own destiny. The woman is not your anchor. She is the tide. One of the most profound misunderstandings that men have about women is the belief that she is the anchor, that she should provide stability, that her love should be the foundation of their peace. But Socrates knew that this is a dangerous fallacy. A woman is not an anchor. She is the tide, a force of nature, unpredictable and powerful. Her moods, her needs, her desires will ebb and flow. And if you rely on her to provide your stability, you will be tossed about, lost at sea. A man who seeks to make a woman the anchor of his life will quickly find himself adrift in a storm of confusion and frustration. When you make her emotions the gauge for your worth, when you rely on her validation to feel whole, you hand over your power. The tides are always changing, And if you're waiting for the calm to arrive, you'll be forever caught in the uncertainty of it all. The truth that Socrates understood is that a man must find his own stability, his own center. His peace must come from within, from a clear understanding of who he is and what he stands for. He must be the rock, the unmoved point, the fixed object around which the chaos of life can revolve. The woman's role is not to serve as your emotional anchor, but to complement you, to challenge you, to test you, to grow with you. She is the tide, not your foundation. You must be the mast, and when you stand tall, when you are rooted in your purpose, your strength will guide her rather than be swayed by her. When a man understands this dynamic, when he stops trying to control or shape her to fit his emotional needs, the relationship becomes one of respect, not dependence. He does not need her approval to feel validated, and she does not need to provide him with peace or stability. She chooses to align with him because he is grounded in his own identity and purpose, not because he seeks to control her emotions or manipulate her love. Socrates saw the relationship between man and woman as a dance of understanding, each complementing the other, but each standing firm in their own strength. The man who understands that the woman is not the anchor but the tide becomes the kind of man she respects, and that respect, in turn, builds a relationship that is grounded in equality, not dependence. As we conclude, let us reflect on the words of Socrates. An unexamined life is not worth living, but let's take that further. An unexamined self, driven by unchecked desires and emotional dependency, is a life unfulfilled. True growth, true power, comes not from seeking validation outside of yourself, but from understanding who you are, what you stand for, and aligning your desires with a higher purpose. It's through this self-awareness and internal mastery that a man can rise above the noise of the world and walk confidently on the path of his own making. The journey toward becoming the man who stands firm like the rock amidst the tides is a relentless one. It's not an easy road, but it's a road worth walking. So, take these lessons to heart. Never settle for being swayed by the whims of external forces. Conquer your desires, free yourself from dependency, and become the man who does not need validation, but offers it in return. Remember, the power lies within you. The world will never offer you the fulfillment you seek unless you first look within. You must be your own anchor, your own foundation. Let the woman complement your strength, not define it. Stand firm in your purpose, and let everything else fall into place. If you found value in this message, don't let it stop here. Dive deeper into this journey of self-discovery and strength. Subscribe to Sayadea for more insights, guidance, and discussions that challenge your perceptions and help you become the best version of yourself. Don't just watch, engage, because growth starts with the decision to take the next step. Stay strong, stay grounded, and remember, self-mastery is the ultimate key to unlocking your potential.